Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cop Talk. It's all about Cop Talk each and every Thursday, 10 o'clock, right here on YouTube. And I say good evening, Dr. Blake. Hold on a minute. Are you in the same room as what do you call it?
Why?
You're not sharing
Yourself, but let me just try and see what's going on for this background thing. And I see Rab. Well, let me move to where like Vinny is right now. Still, so
I see you and Vinny sharing a yard, bro. I expect to see Vinny
boy, let me see if I can see Vinny in it. Hey, Vinny, where are you? Vin, come, bro.
Vinny come past in his dressing gown. You know me looking all smooth.
He soon come.
Okay. How we doing, sir? How we doing?
I'm well, man. How are you, man? You good?
I've got the flu, man. I'm fighting it, as you can hear the voice.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. It's that time of year, isn't it?
It is.
Everyone's sneezing and them things like that.
The kids bring it home from school and then give it to us, you know what I mean?
It's weird, isn't it? Because you see these, flu injuries is just the time of year, isn't it? But I guess, we'll talk about our injuries as well. Because I tell you what, I remember at the time, obviously, like I know we're going to talk about it probably during the show, but Sheffield United, last week, we mentioned it already. That challenge on McAllister, I thought was scandalous. To me, that's a red card.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because I just think to myself, okay, cool. I appreciate there was no intent to harm him, but in my mind, there was no intent by Curtis Jones against Spurs. It was clear.
Exactly.
So and look, my man's out.
It's the consistency is the issue, man.
Yeah.
That's what causes the issue.
Yeah. And now because it was horrible. He literally stamped on his knee.
Yep.
Klopp's talking about the blood coming from the knee. I'm seeing he's got an oxygen mask and all that. He's on crutches. I'm saying, it makes sense. So, Mac 10, man, needs to come back soon.
Yep.
Because
I heard it's not that bad, so hopefully he will be back soon.
But no, bruv, Klopp does this, man. Like when it comes to injuries, you can't trust Klopp for nothing. Because according to Klopp, Thiago should have been fit for Carnival, bruv. Yeah. And Carnival been and gone. I didn't see Thiago on the road.
Carnival. That's preparing for next year Carnival already.
Yeah, because Klopp said, it was something minor. Like he felt a bit of pain, and then the knee, and then the wound opened up, and so we just thought, we'll bring him off. You think, cool, he played on the fit. Then I'm seeing images of my man with like oxygen mask and all that. I'm saying, hold on a minute.
Yeah. Gonna send a big shout.
Hands on crutches with oxygen mask. Nah.
Shouts goes out to VW. VW said that he's kicked him out of his pants.
I think there's space for both of us.
Yeah, but I thought I was going to see you walking past in your dressing gown, Vinny, man, with the one cigar. You know what I mean? Cooling and that. You get me? Nice one. Yeah. I said, we thought you'd be fit by Carnival for real. No jokes, man. And furthermore on that anyway, as we know, Joel Matip with an ACL injury, so his season is done, finished, kaput. So the talk is now, are Liverpool's owners going to be ruthless by not offering him a new deal as he's coming to the end of his contract? They claim that there's, despite other teams being willing to pay 45 million, they're talking about Man United and Tottenham at first, but then they've both pulled out, which leaves Liverpool in the driving seat for Gay from Crystal Palace. The talk is, though, Crystal Palace are more looking at 60 mil for him to take him. He was only bought from 18 mil from Chelsea, but he's been a stalwart in their defence, and he's built up a great relationship with Anderson at the back there. He's been in, I think, the last 8 of Gareth Southgate's squads.
Oh, he should be starting for England. All day.
Okay.
I rate him very highly.
He's only 23.
Good on the ball. Composure. Like, I like the fact that, these like plug and play guys, because of what he came from the Championship, right? That's where he was playing before Palace signed him. No, obviously, he was on loan with Chelsea, but I swear the previous season in Championship. And I just think, he's coming to the Premier League, and especially when it was Pat V in charge, wants to like play from the back, shows composure, reads the game well, aggressive when he needs to be. I think he's a quality player. My only reservation for Liverpool, plus he's English as well, so he classes as grown. My only reservation for us would be, I don't think under Klopp we've signed the centre back of his height. It feels like most of the guys who Klopp wants to go for are like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". He does feel a bit small for a Klopp centre back, but I guess I'm not sure about what his aerial win rates are and those types of stats, and maybe actually like he's one of these smaller defenders who's better in the air than what his height suggests. But be surprised if we made the move personally, but I'd be happy for us to take him. I think he's quality, man.
Okay, Mr. R&B, good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. Apologies about my lateness. Apologies about
we're used to it, man. Don't worry, man. We're used to it. Superstar, you know, and all that. We know. I know you had to, you know, I know you just finished the makeup and all that, you know what I mean? Don't worry, man. So we're talking about as Matip's injuries, like season finished, are FSG going to be ruthless because they're talking about going for a replacement in Mark Gay from Crystal Palace, but they're also talking about that they're buying him as not like to be as like cover or backup, as looking for him to be a starter.
Well, you know what? Again, Mark Gay, I believe he started his career at Chelsea, right?
Yeah, he's at Chelsea,
and then moved to Palace. I think he's done well for that Palace, England international now. So of course we have to add that extra 15, 20 million, you know, it's the kind of English tax. I think he's, do I think he's good enough for like Liverpool? I don't want to be disrespectful to like Crystal Palace, but of course we've only seen him in a team that predominantly, you know, probably sets their stall out to defend. I think he's decent on the ball, and I believe he will bring healthy competition. How old is he? 24?
23.
20, yeah, you know, 23.
He's young.
24. I could only see a player like him getting better with better players, and of course, exactly what Doctor said. Actually, you know, I just kind of heard like the back end of the conversation. I'm not too sure if you said that Klopp could improve him, but I believe again with better players, better resources, better coaching, he could you know become one of the linchpins for, you know, 5-6 seasons. But how much are we reported?
60 million Palace won.
60 million. You know what? Which is fair.
I think that's reasonable because they're talking about that Man United and Tottenham wanted him as well. They're backing out the race at 45 million. And they're saying that leaves the way open for us to come in. But Palace wants 60.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You spend £8 million on Harry Maguire, but 45 million, like, is your maximum for Gay. Honestly, that club are in the mud. Question, gents. Gay or Tomori?
Ooh.
Because I think Tomori's good. I can't lie. I've
no.
seen him play for AC Milan. I think he's blatantly class.
He is good. And I think as well, going abroad and getting that experience as well.
Bruv.
Yeah, I like him as well.
He's a good player, man. Again, he's a little bit small though for what Klopp signed so far. But that doesn't mean that Klopp's always going to stick to that. But yeah, like I think when I see centre backs who are like 6'4" and above, that's when I think, yeah, maybe we're interested in it. But I think going back to the point that Tabrice mentioned, I think about it like with Kwanzaa still being at the start of his footballing journey, and then the injury issues that Kanate and Gomez have had, especially Kanate. I heard a stat something like Kanate is averaging something like 1,600 minutes a season. It's less than a game a week. His injury record is really bad, really, really bad.
Worse than I thought.
So it's almost like whether we basically need to sign a starter. Like there can't be competition. We have to sign somebody because, in theory, we can't rely on Kanate to be fit. So Kanate like almost needs to be like your bench option who you play if he's fit and you play him 1 game a week maximum. So yeah, it's tricky.
Okay, gonna say good evening goes out to John Stephen McDonough. And he says, you say 60 million, but these smaller clubs always try to get more money when bigger clubs want their players. Very true. We know this. And Mr. VW says Tomori.
You know, I've not seen enough of Tomori, if I'm going to be absolutely honest. AC Milan, I think going abroad, especially to like Italy, you know, like it proves that he just wants to play football, and again, like he wants to improve his kind of defending, and there's like no league better than Serie A. Again,
won the league as well. Won the league.
Yeah, 100%. Again, it all comes down to the price. I mean, 60 million for Gehi. I mean, again, England international. You know, 60 million in this market for a defender under 24, you know, it looks like a bargain. But again, it depends on how long he's like got on his contract. Palace are not in the situation right now where they have to sell. And again, it all like depends on what he wants to do as well. Because again, you know, he's thinking, well, I'm playing first team football for like Palace. And again, you know, Palace are a decent team. Will I be going to Liverpool? Will I be rotated? Will that be good for my England career if that's something that he's looking to like do?
Oh, Harry Maguire doesn't always start. Calvin Phillips doesn't always start for their club teams.
Yeah,
listen,
well,
so
listen. If he comes to Liverpool, listen. If he comes to Liverpool with our injury records, he's getting minutes. Yeah. He's getting a lot of minutes.
He'll get games.
Are you ready to play?
He'll get games. The Sassuolo says that Tomori great the other day. So yeah, him. Kwanzaa looked good today. Okay, Moss. And where does it leave Gomez if another centre back comes in?
As part of the squad.
So I almost feel you need to look at, if we don't sign another right back, you almost need to look at Gomez as backup to Trent until one of the youngsters who we've signed can either prove that they're good enough. But I almost see Gomez and Kanate as one player. Like I just think you combine their minutes together and that equates to one player. So someone needs to play the minutes because Van Dijk can't be 32 and he's having to play every game again.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit concerning. Like, by now, you should be able to say, okay, cool, the squad's ready so that he can come out of certain games like when needed, but playing in, like say he just has to just play like Premier League games. But whereas right now, we're going to need him for Europa League, Carling Cup, or what's it called now, the Carabao Cup. Like, we always need Van Dijk to play, it feels like.
It's true. It's true. It's a lot right now. But you know what? I think we have to try and put a bit more faith in Kwanzaa as well now.
Yeah, like he gets his moment, 100. Like he's gonna get his moment because there's minutes to be played, bro. And these man can't play minutes.
Hello, Pretz.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
It's all right. You know what? As Christmas is just around the corner, just for you and Tabrice, I'm gonna get you both a watch.
Can you get me one of those with the Flavor Flav watch?
No, I'm gonna get you one with Mickey Mouse. All the time.
Hey, Mickey Mouse is a legend, mate. Go on, crack on.
I'm telling you, Mickey Mouse watch, mate, when it comes in. We're just talking, Preds, about Liverpool looking to replace Matip. They're probably not going to give him a new deal, and replace him with Mark Gay, and then people threw Tomori into the argument as well. Which one would we prefer? So, what's your feelings on that?
If he's at the two, I'd probably go Mark Gahey. I see, I prefer him because he's been in the Premiership. He can hit the ground running, and obviously he's a good defender as well.
60 mil they're talking for him.
Ooh, well, we've got the money.
Yeah, and that's another thing they said, that because of Liverpool didn't spend that money on Caicedo and whatever, and they mixed and matched that they've got money left over. So there is investment there.
And again, I could be wrong. So I think with the likes of Tomori, Tammy Abraham, and also Mark Gay, I'm sure Chelsea have first refusal.
Interesting.
Very interesting. That is interesting.
To be honest, I would imagine that with someone like Gahey, both of them, who seem quite serious about their careers, they're not going Chelsea. Absolute circus. Yeah, Chelsea can't give out any more 8-year contracts anymore. Like there's no money in the pot. They actually have to sell players. So, but to be fair, they actually need a centre back. So who knows? But yeah, I'd be very surprised if we have to worry about Chelsea anymore. But it's a good point.
John Stephen McDonough says that Liverpool should have went for Declan Rice, or I think he means Caicedo there, when they had the chance. We did go for Caicedo, and his talk is what I've seen come up lately is that he said that he was talking to Chelsea before he was talking to Liverpool, and that's why he decided to stay with Liverpool basically. Stay with Chelsea, sorry, saying basically like there's a fact of him being loyal because he was already speaking to them, and we came in basically late for him.
That makes sense.
That's why he decided to stick with him and go with him. It doesn't make sense now, though, does it?
To be fair, I don't think he spelt it wrong. I think that's spelt right. He's a con.
Yeah. Concedo. They said that Liverpool have cost Chelsea some dough with Concedo and Lavia. They've cost them some extra money.
I had some interesting things though. That apparently his agent had to front up like a lot of money for him. So apparently he actually owed his agent money, and Chelsea were going to give the agent a big wad of cash. Not to say that makes it any different or not, but I just look at it from the point of view is this: when Chelsea started speaking to him, we still didn't have a sporting director. So that deal's in play before we even hired Schmacker. So
very true, very, very true.
His loss. His loss.
Yeah, of course, it's his loss. Okay, we'll move swiftly on from that then anyway. Pity that Stoney's not here today. So Liverpool have opened discussions over terminating an attacker's current deal, though all avenues remain open regarding what will happen after, according to a trusted source. So the Reds are well stocked in the forward line, with Salah, Diaz, Darwin, Gakpo, Jota, the frontline options. Beyond that all-star quintet, Harvey Elliott continues to bubble away nicely. He's been generally used in midfield due to Klopp's embarrassment of riches up top, though generally gets the nod on the right wing when Salah gets a rare rest. With Ben Doak also getting chances to shine in the Europa League, it has come as no surprise to see Liverpool loan out Carvalho. 20-year-old's primary position at a former club was a number 10. Unfortunately for Carvalho, that is not a role that Jurgen Klopp utilises. Nonetheless, Liverpool and Klopp rated Carvalho so highly, they secured his signature at the second time of asking. The youngster featured sparingly in his first season at Anfield, and hopes were high he'd get his chance to develop his game when loaned to Leipzig. Klopp's not happy. He's not being played at Leipzig. And the three options are in play are retaining him as depth at Anfield, sanctioning another loan, or sanctioning a permanent sale. Gentlemen, what would you guys do with Carvalho?
Well, I think we should bring him back. If he comes back and he can and Klopp can assess him through that January, and if it's one of those where he's not up to speed, then he's still got time to loan him up to another team. I don't think they would go down the path of selling them like this soon after getting him. in my opinion.
Brees?
I think it's obvious that it's not worked out. You don't, for me, loan someone that you've been caught in for the past couple of years, and again does pretty well in the championship, and kind of comes with a like a huge huge potential. And if he's not playing at the at the loan club, then there's no smoke without fire, right? And I think it's best for both parties that we sell. We haven't missed him. Even when Mo goes to the African nations, I don't think he will feature. And again, I think what we all want. We want young players to like flourish as professional footballers, and what's the point stunting his growth if he's not going to play for us? So I would cut our losses and just say that it just wasn't the right fit or the right time.
Okay, so Dr. Blake, what would you do with Carvalho then?
So I think the first thing that I would do is I wouldn't have done like what I've done with him so far. I think how we've managed this guy's career has just been ridiculous, and it's one of those signings where I question what has been like. What's the plan for him? Because if you think about it, he came last summer. He came in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. There were plans that we were trying to get him to sign for the previous January, but we couldn't get the deal over the line fast enough.
That's
so that shows that the club obviously like wanted him desperately. But then, like you said, we're playing a system that he doesn't fit into that naturally. When we did start playing with that more attacking midfielder, number 10, Klopp was rotating between Jordan Henderson and James Milner for that position rather than playing an actual young number 10. That speaks volumes. And then to compound the issue, we then choose to loan him to a club that has got better established number 10s than him in their squad already. So it's just like, someone please have a plan. If you're going to sign him to a club...
Sorry, just stick up in 1 minute. When these loan deals go into play, though, there's normally agreements that these players are meant to get a certain amount of playing time, because that's the whole point of me loaning you the player.
You'd like to think so.
So I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, that they probably got better number 10s or whatever. But there's always like a deal. You know what? I'm going to loan you this player, but listen, he needs to have this amount of playing time, because obviously I want him to develop. You know what I mean? I need to see what's going on with this player, or else I could just keep him in and keep him on the bench. So possibly, for me, it's coming like they've reneged on the deal.
Potentially, maybe they did, but I just think if you're planning, like, he's not going to get into their team on merit because they are particularly strong in that position. They've got Dani Olmo, there's someone else, and that Swiss brother. I mean, there's a Swedish brother. I can't remember what his name is. And then they've also got the young Dutch attacking midfielder who is from PSG, but he's on loan there. I can't remember what his name is. But essentially they are stacked in that position. So I just think whoever's in charge with loan deals and that, it's just, for me, like I thought, this is just a bad move. And I just think now his value's tanked because he's basically spent a year and a half playing no football. Whereas if we'd left him at Fulham, he would have been their number 10 last season, because he's definitely better than the guy from Man United. He plays in their number 10 for them. So if we do have a plan, I would say I would try and loan him to rebuild his value a little bit. But if there isn't a plan, then just sell him. Hasn't worked out. We've done nonsense. Sometimes we have to hold our hands up and say that we haven't been as good as what we should have been. I think this is one of those examples.
Good thing Stoney's not here today, man, for real. Boy, he would not be happy to hear them talk there. And by the way, I have to say a massive strong blessings to our brother Stoney. It's his birthday today. And that's why he's not here.
Big up Stoney, man.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Have one for us, mate. Happy birthday, Sam. So anyone
I would say Carvalho, after like some games under his belt, I reckon you could get about between 25 and 30 million pounds for him.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we'll lose money on him because we didn't pay that much for him, remember?
It was about 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. When they paid about 6 or 7 million we paid for him. So I don't think we'll lose money selling him.
But wasn't there like a story or rumours like that? You know, Cavalier wasn't particularly happy with the situation, i.e., with Klopp.
Yes, there was. There's inside rumours on someone who we know, whose son plays football, and he's got to speak to Carvalho, and basically Carvalho was like, you know what, Klopp, not happy with Klopp. He feels that he's been disrespected and whatever, because he's like, this guy chased me for this long and whatever, and then just blew me away basically. Didn't give him a fair crack of the whip. So he's not got the best relationship with Klopp at this point in time. So
in fairness, like I think like Fabrice has got a fair point. Like, you know, if he's not starting at Leipzig, then there's got to be a reason for that. Now, if it's like they've got better players and they're playing, and they started playing well and they've got that fluidity and they've got the rhythm, then fine. But if it's a case of he's simply is not worthy of a starting 11 because of training or what's not, I think that's why I'm thinking bring him back to Liverpool, assess him, and go from there, because we don't know what his head's like. We know he's a good player, but will he fit into a Liverpool system at this present time?
This is the big question. So John Stephen McDonough says, how are you talking about getting rid of Carvalho? Honestly, LFC fans crack me up. So this is the problem now we have. We all agree, we know that he's got talent, we know he's a good player, but where would he fit in to the team that we currently play? So the other question I'm going to ask then is, if we can see that, why would Klopp chase him then? Because what vision did he have of playing him where? Because you've seen Klopp's obviously been watching him play as a number 10.
Yeah.
So where were you looking to play him?
Could it be a case that they would try and do? Sorry, before I'm trying to small.
Go on, bro. Go on, man.
Would it be a situation where they're going to try and do the same kind of structure they've done with Harvey Elliott, where they put him in as a number 8, and let him learn that position there with the option? Because I think he plays number 10, but he can also play right or left. So it could be possibility that's his pathway as a number 8.
So John Stephen McDonough says 21, exceptional talent. Give him some help. LFC needs to send him to a club where he will play to improve his skills. Then you will see results.
No doubt.
That's a very fair assessment.
Yeah,
very fair assessment.
I don't. You know what? And again, I do respect his decision to decide to go on loan, because again, like it takes two to tango. But also, I would, again, like maybe it's just me looking from outside in. When you kind of go to a new club, especially a club like Liverpool, as a young player, you may not start every game, or possibly you may not start half of the season, but you will look around and you will absorb the knowledge from the senior pros. And when you're on the training ground, you will learn so much. And sometimes you just have to know your role and think, okay, you know what, I'm kind of coming into, okay, fair enough, it's a Liverpool team at the time, and still now are rebuilding, but the ethos and the quality and the abilities there, where I was playing, with no disrespect to Fulham, in the Championship, it's kind of like a walk in the park. I have to wait my turn. So I would also have expected like a young player that's not really done too much in the game to listen, to learn, and again, to learn a different role, to learn a different structure in terms of how Liverpool play. So it's a double-edged sword for me, man.
I hear you, to be to that one. I do hear you. It's tricky because you know what it is. I like young players who basically want to play football. and who are a bit impatient. I actually like that because I think it's too easy for some of these young players to just get big contracts, sit on the bench and bide their time. But again, I just go back to what our plan is for him, because we signed him. He started maybe 4 of our first 7 to 8 league games, or it was coming on the bench. He had the last goal against was it Newcastle?
Yeah.
Or was it Everton? No, was it Newcastle? Right. So he was playing games. Then he was just gone. He was just gone. Comes in, plays games, then he's just gone. And then maybe I sound like a broken record, and I probably am because I just don't rate these guys too much. But I just think if the team are now playing this 3-box-3, where there's now 2 in theory number 10 spots in the actual formation, and I'm seeing the managers leave me on the bench and he's rotating one of those 10 positions between James Milner and Jordan Henderson, I'd be like, get me out of here, innit? Because these men can't even, it's basic tech. Like these men are not number 10s, innit? Like it's like someone, it's like, what's the plan here, innit? Like a playing man, you can't even, who are big, look, legends in their own right, but they're not number 10s, innit? Like they've never been number 10s. So if I'm seeing these men rotating as well, like maybe 3-0 up or 3-0 down, and Klopp's bringing on Milner with like 10 minutes to go, and you're like, what's the point of this? Then obviously this time it comes out that these men used to moan like when they weren't playing games. So I just generally think that we've got it wrong for this young man so far, and sometimes that happens at football clubs.
Yeah, of course. Preds, it's like Mr. McDonough agrees with you, man. So he might not fit into your squad playing type at the mo, but with help, he will be able to transition and be able to switch his style of play to however the gaffer wants him to play, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like
you can see,
but
you can see
he's saying that, is the player open to that though? That's another thing that we don't know.
Yeah, you would hope that the player would be receptive to, being invested in and being able to have the opportunity to learn another position. And in relation to the squad, I think that the kind of ethos is that he wants forward players who can play in multiple positions. And if he wants to have a career at Liverpool, then he's got to be receptive to being adaptable.
Good evening, Billy. How you doing, son? Yes, we are well, man. We're better than you lot, I'll tell you that much. How are you doing? What?
How are you doing?
How are you? Wait,
How are you doing?
How's your neck, by the way, looking up like that?
Renovations in the cave.
Yeah. How are you doing? Don't press chill out. You're looking too serious with the crossed arms.
No, I know. I thought that. I feel like I'm one of those bouncers. Your name's not there. You're not coming in.
Coming in, son.
Coming in.
Come work with me on the weekend, Preds.
I'm all right. Thanks
Anyway,
very much.
Gentlemen. We had a match last week. Crystal Palace. We're going to talk about here. So, first and foremost, team rating, first and foremost. Preds.
Team rating. I would. You know what? I'm going to give them an 8.
Okay. Tabrice.
Okay, so I'll be absolutely clear. I didn't watch the whole game at all. I was busy. So extended highlights I've watched, but I know like certain passages. I would like give them a strong 7.
Okay, and Dr. Blake.
Crystal Palace, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm in between a 3 and a 4. I thought you were appalling.
Okay.
That's shocking.
Okay.
Appalling.
Wow.
I love the comeback.
Quite high. An 8 and a strong 7. Another man says between a 3 and a 4. Okay.
What's your thoughts, bro? Like, you're the deciding factor here, man. Am I mad or are they mad? I don't know.
So Billy says, brilliant. I'm borderline depressed at this point, lads. In Chelsea, doing my head in. Says he's got
some more players, man.
Severe fracture of the spine. looking up so much. Doctors recommend another team, but I walk with my head held high. Palace deserve something. That shit happens. 3 points is 3 points. Few weeks' time, game will be forgotten about, and 3 points, only thing people will remember. I like Mr. McDonough, you know. Trust me, I'm liking him, man.
Positive, man.
Yeah, man, I like that. So, gentlemen, this Palace game now, this is why I can't really give them a high mark myself. Because I'm looking at possession. We had 76% to their 24. We had 14 shots, only 2 on target. They had 8 shots and 4 on target. We made 662 passes, and they had 197. Now, with those kind of stats, man, really and truly, and we needed to wait till the last minutes to secure the 3 points.
Hey, well, listen, that's where sometimes titles are won.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. Sometimes you have to win ugly and whatever. Yeah, I hear that. But if I'm judging the performance, I can't give them an 8.
That's it, man.
Yeah, I can't give them an 8 on that performance. No way. No way.
Because my thing, right? You know, sometimes we've had games where it just hasn't really clicked, but we've still done a little bits in the game. It's been a patchy game. I'm trying to recall before their player got sent off, like what actual chance we'd actually created. Cheers, bro. I know I've moved in with Vinny. Still, we're kind of like flat sharing. Yeah, like, can you guys recall a chance that we actually created?
Well, this is what I'm saying. 14 shots, bro. Only 2 on target.
Yeah, but
we created.
I know. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And as supporters, we want that performance, and it wasn't the best performance. I've given them an 8 purely because Palace is a difficult place to go. They've not had a great time, but we've come from a go behind. It wasn't the perfect game, and yes, they had a player sent off, and we got high passing percentage, not very good shots on target. But ultimately, games are not won about how many shots you have on target or how much possession you have. Games are won by goals, and we've scored 2 goals. They scored 1, no matter where it came from. And I think, by the way,
if you've had 14 shots and only 2 on target, and you said you want goals, maybe if you had a few more that were on target, we may have got some more goals.
And I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that the quality in the final third and the final ball wasn't the best, and it wasn't up to standard, and they should be doing better. However, games are not won by how many chances you have. Games are won by goals, and the subs came on and they gave us a little bit more impetus as well. And you know, Javier that's come in, scored the goal, the winning goal, and we could have scored the third one, but he's offside. But look, Crystal Palace is a difficult place to go. Yeah, Crystal Palace is a difficult place to go, and to come away from there.
No one's disputing that, but I think you're contradicting yourself when you say games are not won by chances, games are won by goals. If you don't create chances, then you can't get goals.
Yeah, but we've created chances and we scored 2 goals.
No.
And it was enough to win the game.
We need
where is the problem?
Chances on target, bro.
Yeah, but where is the issue when we've put 2? Yeah, but we've put 2 on target and we've scored 2 goals and we've won the game. What is the issue? We've won the issue. There's no issue.
It's disgraceful. And we should be thankful that we were playing someone like Palace. We need to be thankful that they went down to 10 men.
No,
we should be thankful for Ali coming up and saving
all that too.
Yeah,
all that too.
You know what? I think, you know, even with 10 men, like Roy Hodgson, like he loves defending. Like playing with 10 men would have literally probably
up his street.
Yeah, I'm saying that is up his street. And again, 100%. I think Liverpool were very, very lucky to actually win. But you know what? That's what champions do. Like sometimes, literally, sometimes we have to give a high mark because this time last season we would have lost that game. So literally, we've all seen the progression already. You know, and again, yeah, we like rolled the luck. Even with Salah's. I think with Salah's first goal, I think Curtis got fouled anyway, so I think he would have blown for a penalty.
It would have been a penalty.
Well,
Whoa.
VAR is.
You like to think so?
Never know.
You like to
You
think
never know.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that we still got the job done and we walked away from Selhurst Park, and we've had history at that ground as well. So again, I'm like giving Liverpool 7 purely on the mentality, side of it. The previous week, I know that you guys spoke about like the Fulham game, something pretty similar. And again, like a last minute goal. Hey, it is what it is. But again, that's what champions do. Well, potential champions do. They just get the
I agree with that.
just get the job done, and then we can walk away happy.
But
so I think for me,
what's concerning me is there's been too many of these kind of performances. Because as you said, the Fulham game, even the Sheffield United game wasn't great, and we managed to keep a clean sheet with that one. Luton, last minute, what do you call it, get a draw. There's been too many of them kind of performances, and they're not even against the against the top 6.
But I think the biggest factor of all those games, apart from the Fulham game, all of them have been away. And, when you can play those type of teams away, those type of teams who are probably battling for their lives, then, they will set up their team slightly different. And those players will raise their game, emotionally, physically, that extra 5-10%. And again, that's where the cohesion with the new Liverpool team is still slightly off. However, we've still got the result. I'm not saying, again, like we played pretty, far out from it, but we're top of the league for a reason. The table doesn't lie. And it's these type of games when we've lost out, to like Man City seasons ago by 1 or 2 points, people now can look at certain situations where you think this is where Liverpool fell flat. But at this present moment, Liverpool are doing exactly what we would expect them to do at this present moment in time. And again, Palace were very, very unlucky. However,
okay, all right. So
it is what it is.
Before we move on with some more of the Palace game, I am going to ask you one question because you just mentioned something there about Liverpool being top of the league. So, are Liverpool top of the league because they are that good, or have the other teams around them dropped off?
We're top of the league.
That's a low. Come on, man.
No, come on, real talk, bro. Come on. You can't tell me that Man City is the same Man City as last season. Nobody can tell me that, and I've been saying that before the season started. Yeah, when they got rid of Gundogan and all that, and Mahrez, I said to them, Man City they're going to struggle because Gundogan, integral player in that squad. They're not going to be the same team.
Comes on.
And it's showing now, and then all of a sudden now, we're at the top of the league. Are we that good, or have the other teams dropped off?
So I think we're showing the different attributes that you need to win a title. And I know even if you go back to the Man City game, I gave that one quite a high mark because I like the resiliency, and I like the fact that although key players were below average that day, we still managed to kind of dig in and show some quality and get the result. And I think, we'd all admit that there's something in title challenges, title winners of being able to grind out results when you're not playing well. I think why I'm particularly scathing against the Crystal Palace game for me personally is that I just think in all of the other games that we've mentioned, we've shown quality, or we've missed a lot of chances, or like Darwin hasn't been clinical, or but I just felt against Palace, we had nothing. We didn't create nothing. Our midfield play was poor defensively. Offensively, the wingers were appalling. Darwin, I just think it was literally, it felt like Van Dijk and Alisson holding that together. And I just think we're lucky. And obviously we've got 2 generational players in our team who are on fire right now. But yeah, I just think it's one of those games where you're just happy that you get the result. But that save that Ali pulls off, you think to yourself, most goalkeepers in the Premier League aren't saving these types of things. So the plan can't be for Alisson to be making generational saves, and we're not creating no chances where really our strikers should be scoring. So yeah, but again, our mentality has been perfect.
I get what you're saying about I get what you're saying about we shouldn't be making those sort of saves, but that's what he's there for. Like he didn't make many saves, but when he's world class, because he might not be involved in the game or an awful lot, but when he's required, his focus is still there. So, I mean, I get that, and like I said, I understand, and I understand all the points. But for me, it's just like, right, you know what? We've got the win. Let's just move on, because like end of the day, it's like it weren't great. We got the win. Now let's look forward to the next game, which is a huge game.
And so let's just move on,
Preston to Breeze, who are a bit more positive than me and Artie.
Yeah. Do you really get that?
Are there any individuals who you're concerned about?
Endo. Rash. He's rash.
Yeah.
He definitely likes to tackle. Very lucky not to be sent off, in my opinion. In some of the games. He's my only concern, to be fair. And like Darwin, but you guys know my love affair with like Darwin anyway. But I think Endo is the one player that kind of frightens me slightly.
Okay, see,
Fred?
When City is an aged team now, ain't the same City side we've seen over the last 5 seasons.
Okay, well, that's not our issue. That's not our problem. I think to literally flip the script slightly in terms of have Liverpool played that well, or have the teams below just like not being to par. I think it makes the league interesting because like now, like we're talking about Villa, now like we're talking about. I know Spurs have dropped a little bit, but hey, Spurs are up there. Arsenal as well.
It's definitely more interesting by 100. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely more interesting.
100%. It's more interesting, which then in answer to your question, it's then that we might be playing. We deserve to be top because we've played games. We've got the most points at this stage, whether we played good or bad, and like it's going to be very tight. And people saying it's going to be a 3-horse race. I think it's going to be a 4, possibly a 5-horse race going forward. And if we can stay top by Christmas, you know what they say: teams at the top
normally win the league. That's what they say.
That's what they say. So I'm touching wood and all sorts for that.
That's what they say. Okay, so before we quickly move on to keep on with this game, Villa for me, I don't know if they're going to be able to hack it going on after Christmas and playing Europa football and all that. Don't know if they've got the squad for that, to be fair. But I do see them finishing definitely in the top 6. That's one thing I will say. I would definitely say that much. Newcastle as well are going to struggle unless they get some players in. Another one, they've been playing the same team for about the last 6 games. They just ran out of legs, man. They've literally run out of legs. I watched them the other night, and you know what? Great effort, but you saw it within the last 15 minutes of the game. They were out on their feet, man. Out on their feet. So they're another one. It's really starting to catch up with them and starting to tell. So
imagine like 30 years ago, that was like that was a normal thing. Like for players to play the same, for teams to play the same players for like, you know what I mean, and have one sub.
One sub, yeah. But the games moved on now. It's a lot more physical and quicker now and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like faster, more athletes now. So yeah, it takes a lot out of you, man. It takes a lot out of you. And don't forget as well, being in Europe, flying abroad and all that as well. It catches up with you, man. And I think that's another factor as well. What's happened to City? They're in the treble. There's a lot of football played there, man. Hell of a lot of football played there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We had the same last season, man. That attempt for the quadruple. that just that just wiped us. Like we were done.
Of course.
We were done last season. Done.
Of course.
Done.
So what's helped us is bringing in all those fresh faces in midfield. Imagine if we had them same bodies, man, in the midfield. We'd be doing a Chelsea right now.
And it's about understanding that we got, and also when you check it, it kind of feels like maybe I'm cussing Klopp a bit here, and I do apologize, but we got lucky with some of that business, because let's not forget, Klopp was not planning on selling Henderson or Babs.
No, that's right.
So we would have had that dead hard food in our team that can't. That's like last week's dinner. That's just left on the counter. Done. Done.
They're the one that's in that heater all day.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, it's just hard, ready to brush your teeth.
Done. It's done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, man. It's no joke though. No joke.
Oh mate. You guys.
I see your comment there. One of your comments I will get to, but what it is, it's got a point in there that I want to bring up, and I will be bringing it up shortly. So, first and foremost, was it a pen? Which one? That's the first one. Was it an actual pen?
Yes.
I think
unlucky.
Okay, so
I think it was
Doctor saying yes.
Yeah. It's one of those. If it goes for you, brilliant. If it goes against you, you're pissed. So I do believe it was a pen.
You believe it was?
Yeah.
Okay, Tabrice.
It was a foul.
It was a foul. Okay. My only thing with this is it was a foul because he did kick the player. But my thing was this: throughout the whole movement, all he was doing was watching the ball, and then as he went to kick the ball, the player was just come and run in front of him, and his foot's already in motion, and then he's caught the player. So if now this just happens and anybody's pulling their foot back to kick the ball, and you could just run in front of them and then get kicked and buy a penalty.
Yeah,
He's never turned once.
See, you know what?
Only had eyes for the ball.
You know, I don't think this penalty would have been given many years ago, because if you actually have a look, the direction of the ball, once it was the Palace player got in front of him, but the ball wasn't hit towards goal. It was he had an actual rascal touch, and it went the other way. But I think it's because of the contact. That's what then makes
because
it.
It's almost like he concedes a foul, so therefore it's a pen, but he doesn't make a mistake, if that makes sense. I can't look at him and be like he's made a mistake.
The players came and put himself in front of him. It's not like, like ones where the players there you've gone and rushed in, whereas like you say Endo, I would have said, Friday, we would have wiped him out and the stands probably. But you know what? He had only eyes. I watched it time and time again, and you could see he's just watching the ball. He's pulled his foot back to kick the ball, and the players just come in front of him. There was nothing he could have done. To be fair, I felt so bad for him.
Agreed.
He had a good game.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on then to the next one. So Palace for me got an 8 out of 10. Ref made bad mistakes with the yellow cards. Was it a sending off?
Yeah,
yes, 100%. You said yes, 100%. Tabrice isn't looking so convinced.
Okay, so the first one, it's only a yellow card if the ball actually hits him. He literally moved his foot out of the way, and again, this is like it's the laws of the game. The ball didn't hit him. The ball still went to a Liverpool player, so that's not a yellow. And the second one, the build-up was from our half, and there were still players around to actually stop Elliott progressing. So I think the referee made two blunders. So I don't think
interesting.
Yeah,
fair point.
Okay, I didn't know that it was only if the ball hits the player.
Yeah,
I thought that the player's just not allowed to be there no more, and you have to back off straight away.
And again, this is actually where the inconsistency comes, because we had something similar, Liverpool Everton, when Konaté stopped the Everton player going in their half, the referee doesn't give it, but Klopp takes him off because he knows.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a booking.
Yes, I remember that now. Yeah, he knows one more and he's off.
You know what I'm saying? So again, it's
was it?
yeah.
Could we not say that VVD was being slightly clever in regards to?
Of course he was.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you say, yeah, but when you I don't think he was, but in a way he did. I think he it's one of those ploys. Like once the referee blows the whistle and the player's still, and he's given him, and he's told him to move back, and he's still not back. I've got to be honest. I'm cold. I'll kick the ball on him. Get a yellow card.
Bro.
But
I'm right.
See, because the thing is, I use to the right of the ball, right? As soon as the free kick's given, he deliberately moves across to stand in front of the ball. So it's not like he's just standing there and he's trying to, like, he deliberately moves to slow down our play. So the moment you've done that, so you then, like, I use doing that, knowing that he can get booked. Like players, like let's be honest about it. Like he's not doing that thinking, ref, he skanked me. Then the second one, I just look at it as we're on a counter attack. You've made a tactical foul. It's not a terrible tactical foul, but you stopped the counter attack. It's the same threat. What I would have judged one against Jota against Spurs, and we got a man sent off. Like I just think it's just consistent. Like if you're on a booking, you don't try and stop counter attacks with tactical fouls.
Okay. So, good evening, Banter FC. Nice to have you on board. I saw your other comment, and I will get to that shortly. Don't worry about that, because there's something else I will mention. So, do you not think the yellow cards this season is a bit out of hand? Along with injuries, teams are already dead, especially with the Christmas run coming.
Good point.
I think you got that. Yeah, you got to balance it out, and I think you got to think, like, as much as there are yellow cards, you've also got to think, well, referees have still got to get used to all the new changes as well, and they're tightening up. And in some ways, all the yellow cards in regards to time wasting, diving, there has been some really good yellow cards, really deserved yellow cards. Whereas if you roll back 5 years, players are getting away with murders. You know what I mean? And it was just detracting from the actual game. And if you actually looked at how many, in the actual theory, the ball being in play, it was quite low. That's actually risen now because people are starting to do this time wasting, and then next thing you know, it's 8 to 10 minutes up.
I like it. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think it's just a balance. The referees have got to get that consistency right, and I think slowly but surely they're getting there. But they've also got to get used to these new things, and players have got to start behaving themselves. Like the other day, Nunes kicked the balls away. Why? When you know you're going to get yellow card.
That's stupid.
So I really do think it's the responsibility of the players now to kind of take responsibility and go, well, look, if you can stay on your feet, stay on your feet.
No, I fully agree. Fully agree with that. Fully agree, 100%. All right. Preds, player watch against Crystal Palace. I've got to give you Alisson, haven't I?
Cheers, mate.
Got to give you Alisson, mate. Hey?
Look, Alisson was tidy, mate. He was tidy. He's kind of back to his not back to his best, but we was glad that he played for one. When I heard that he was starting, I'm like, well, you know what? Nothing against Keller, but it's Ali, isn't it? It's Ali. So, but he gave a commanding, a professional, mature performance, experienced performance. Didn't really have a chance with the penalty, but like I said, wasn't particularly involved that much, and then made a great save at the end, which got us the points. And it's one of those. If the team's not performing up the top of the pitch, then that puts a little bit of pressure on the back line of the defence. But we've got Ali, who was absolutely immense.
Absolutely immense. Out of 10?
9.
Woo! Okay.
100.
Doctor. Simicast.
I don't think he did too badly, if I'm being honest. I thought he was decent. The issue is I just felt like it wasn't clear how we were looking to, one, create chances, and two, stop them on the counter-attack. So we would have enough images like in our head of seeing this guy just trying to run back as they're on the counter, right? But then it's almost just like, it's not his fault he's out of position if someone else isn't in their position, or if someone else has lost the ball, and then also as well, there's no kind of relationship with him and Diaz on that left-hand side, or even Gravenberch yet. So I think it's really hard to judge him on that game. But I thought when he got the ball, he used it okay. Yeah, I'd give him a 6. Decent for me.
Okay. So, Brees, I'm going to give you Harvey Elliott.
You're on mute.
It's probably better that I'm on mute.
I've been saying that for years, bro.
Oh, dear. I'm actually glad that you couldn't give me him. And again, I've been like talking to some of the footballing guys about Harvey Elliott in terms of I'm probably going to be starting like a crazy topic. Is Harvey Elliott one of our own? Is he Liverpool through and through? But because he came from Fulham, anyway. But I mean, again, I'm actually really, really happy for him. Of course, he was kind of on the verge of, I believe, an England call-up before he broke his leg against Liverpool. Against Leeds, sorry. And it's kind of it's taken, I'd say, a bit of time for him to actually kind of gather up momentum, gather up speed. And when he kind of came on, it was just that kind of injection, that kind of directness, actually willing to take players on. Again, yeah, he kind of got the foul that the player had to get sent off for, and again, great goal as well. I thought he was actually going to go for the far left, but how he just wrapped his left foot around it, he kind of almost gave like the keeper like the eyes. And again, I just hope that he can kind of kick on from now. It's definitely going to be hard for him. I think at this present moment, he's a good impact player, purely because of his directness. But again, I can, only see amazing things, and sooner or later, like he will be cementing his first team position.
Okay, and out of 10?
Out of 10, I will give him a 7.
Okay, 7. And one
7?
more player. One
7.
more
That's
player.
harsh, rude boy. I'd give the man a 9, mate.
Quick question though, with Harvey Elliott, you saying like I agree with you totally about him, developing. What do you see in developing and cementing a place in the squad as a number 8? Or
okay, so
or 11, or we call it, right inverted winger.
Okay, so all right, so let's say there's no one for me that's gonna replace Salah. I think that's gonna be impossible. So I think if Harvey Elliott goes into that side, then we'll have to play differently. Oh gosh, with his directness and again with his football IQ as well, I do see him as a number 8. Honestly, he's kind of exorbitant everything that Klopp is telling him to do. I've not really seen him play wide right, to be fair, for a number of games. So I kind of do believe that, Klopp is making him into that all action direct number 8 without the tackling ability, if that makes sense. Because I don't see him, going to ground with those crunching tackles like Steven Gerrard or say
no. He's not about that. Life. He's not. Yeah, about that.
He's that kind of box to box with the kind of directness and the kind of football IQ that we love to see in Liverpool players. And again, I think, just as long as he can keep himself fit, he seems focused. He's like spoken really openly about how Salah has kind of taught him certain ways of his diet and his lifestyle, and he's kind of taking things on. Yeah, honestly, I can kind of see him being a very, very strong number 8.
Okay. And gentlemen, one more player I would like you lot to talk about as well is Diaz.
You might go first, man. Actually, no. Let me go first because, like, you guys can kind of end on positive. So, I must admit,
You're the good news
caveat this by saying,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to caveat this by saying his father's comments about the whole Porto and thank you Liverpool, his dream with his Barcelona, that did irk me a little bit. But I'm going to just put that down to one side for a second because I do actually rate the player very highly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reserve my judgment for how he performs between January and May next season. And then I will have a clear idea of where he's at. But based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm very concerned. I would easily accept a bid for him. I don't see him creating anything. I don't see him serving. I don't see him just forget assists. I'm talking about expected assists, key passes. When he gets the ball, I don't know what he's trying to do, who he's trying to connect with. Is he trying to go on the outside, the inside? If anyone can just tell me a chance that he's created for any of our forwards or midfielders, please tell me right now. I think he's completely ineffective. Like, the best game he's had was just about skinning a 39-year-old Ashley Young. Like, I think he's been appalling for what I know to be his level of talent. When I'm thinking Carvalho, I probably would have Carvalho playing over Diaz right now. I think he's been terrible, and I rate him highly. So yeah, sorry.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Steven.
Okay.
As a winger, that is a winger.
Okay. So
as a winger.
Okay, so I am gonna probably take it a little bit out of football, no, slightly. So of course, as fans, we look at football as entertainment. Footballers, it's a job, and Diaz has had a traumatic couple of months in front of the world's eyes, where he's been running off adrenaline. It's literally like, if someone comes into your house and like you've got whatever, and literally you're fighting for your life, and then you were just in fight or flight, and then when everything ends calmly, you can actually realize what you've gone through, and then your body just shuts down. And I believe that's what Diaz has done in front of everyone. Football is a very high pressured environment where you're like everyone's eyes are literally upon you, and how dynamic Diaz is. Any slight drop off, it's noticeable, and he's dropped off considerably when everything came out regarding his parents. We have to take that into consideration. We have to take in consideration his physical and mental health. We have to, take into consideration everything that's going on in his homeland, And again, when someone is on the pitch, we as fans believe that they are 100% focused every single time. But most of them aren't, and especially when something like that has happened to your own flesh and blood, I think we have to take a step away and just hope that he's again got the right support within Liverpool to get through the season, and then from there we can, exactly what Doctor said, we can kind of reassess how he will hopefully pick up again. But with everything that's going on, I'm gonna kind of allow him for now.
Fred?
You know what? I'm going to keep it short and sharp. I just agree with what Breezy said. I think it's just that we've got to consider his mental health and his well-being, and like Dr. Blake says, between January and May, hopefully he'll get through this Christmas period and then hopefully kick on. But that'll be quite telling. But it tells you how good he's been for us, because the drop has been massive, and it's been
Massive.
hugely
I think he's serious. I think he's.
off a cliff.
Yeah, hugely
Listen,
noticeable.
I think when he's on it, I think he is elite, like borderline world class. I think for me, like I think the guy is proper. He reminds me a bit of this hybrid between Mane and Suarez, if I'm being honest. But who was the goalie? Who was the team he scored that goal in? It would have probably been towards the start of the season where he kind of flicks it up and then does a little volley in the box. I can't remember who it was against. At Anfield. Was it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Bournemouth.
Guys, the guy's got ability for days.
Bags of
yeah.
And he's
I think it's like
work.
Yeah, but it's just like I think again, if you roll back the years, people would have said, "Yeah, look, just get on with it. You know, keep football busy and everything." But I think nowadays that's had quite a traumatic effect on him. And even I don't know too much about the mental health bits, but yeah, what Fabrice was saying about him just playing on adrenaline while that situation was unraveling. You know, even the one that Luton Town when he scored the goal, it was like he came on, he got us a goal last minute. It's all adrenaline, and like you said, it's just hit a brick wall. So, but yeah, I totally agree with what Fabrice said.
My one concern outside of obviously the kidnapping story would be, well, 2 points. One, has he recovered from the knee injury? I don't firstly think he has, personally. And secondly would be, will he recover his same levels that he showed before that? Because I just think from the January he came until he got injured against Arsenal, like start of last season, we were appalling. He was like doing some one-man team thing, going against Crystal Palace, performances against Fulham. It's almost like he was the most dangerous player on the pitch for us. Like he had every fullback on toast, inside, outside, shimmies, dribbles. Whereas now, it's like the only person who's got the better of his buddy Ashley Young. Come on, man.
It's hard to watch him play now. Seriously.
You know what it is? It's almost like you think to yourself, what instructions have they given you to do? Because that's what I can't work out. Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, what's your role in the team? Are you trying to open up space? Is it an off the ball role? Are you trying to slip balls down the sides to connect with your striker? Like how? Because he doesn't create nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
So do you like in regards to like you just said something? And I've just perked up a bit in regards to him not knowing what he wants to do. Do you think he's trying too hard to the point where like he's making those? He's not. In actual fact, he's not making any decisions because like there's times when he's running the ball, and like you say, I don't know what. There's nothing. I can't see what he's gonna actually do. Like his body shape, his footwork. I can't see whether he's going to drop his shoulder and go on the outside, or cut in the inside and then try and curl it. I can't really see the picture at the moment, and that's the concern.
I think players like Diaz, and we can probably go through not only Liverpool's history but other like clubs that have similar players who are very dynamic and and are there to beat the defender by skill, pace. They literally have a shelf life, and literally once they lose that extra yard or two of pace, then they do get found out a lot more. So it's yes, he's an amazing player, and again he's really exciting when he's on it. Diaz has been with Liverpool now for three seasons now. Is it 3?
Yes, this is his third season. Actually.
Yes. So it's his third
2.5.
Yeah, 3. So
came in January, innit? So it's 2.5.
Okay.
2.5 years he's been here, but I guess it's he's played over 3 different seasons.
Yeah, 3 different seasons. So also we have to realize, like the legwork, it's literally going to be a lot more tiring on with a player like that than someone like Szoboszlai or someone that doesn't eat the miles like he does, especially as a winger. It's a kind of different responsibility that you have. So I do understand where like the doctor's coming from. You know, it's kind of concerning, but again, we have to take other factors that again might be affecting.
Because I'll tell you what, gents, I would consider playing like a 4-4-2, a bit like how Villa play it, where your wide players are actually attacking midfielders. Actually, like the similar box that we've got now. Because I actually think Diaz through the middle would be quite good. And I think if you think about his best moments this season, it's literally come from playing through the middle.
You never know. When Salah goes to the African nations, that could be a possibility. And that could be an option.
Mm.
It's just that, you know, you've got Diaz on one side.
Stick a pin, you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, stick a pin. We're going to get there. Don't worry about that.
Anyway, sorry, gents.
All right, so we are going to move on from Crystal Palace game. As we said, 3 points in the bag. Moved on. So, Banter FC says, Man City first, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, Villa fourth, Tottenham fifth. 19th, Man United, 20th, Chelsea. And Mr. McDonough says that Villa will drop off soon. Anyone think Villa will finish in the top 4 are mental.
Villa van.
Stats say otherwise, man.
I'm telling you. Ref made mad mistakes, and as usual, Liverpool fans trying to cover it up for him. Here we
Liverpool. Oh, there we go. Well, not with our history as far.
Dan says Tsimikas wasn't great. Set piece delivery was poor. Struggled to recover in defensive transition, but he'd walk into that Palace side. Elliot, absolute baller. Glad to see him recover well from his injury. We'll be watching out for him in the near future. So, Brees, we was talking about this on TikTok like about a week ago, I think. Listen, Lionel Messi wears Harvey Elliott PJs.
Elliot's a baller, man.
Man.
Right-sided number 8, Harvey Elliott can be our own Bernardo Silva.
Interesting.
Don't ever compare him to Silva. Silva IQ on the pitch is magic. Mr. CW, just finished work, I'll take it, yeah? Nice of you to join us, sir. Don't forget, people, like, share, and subscribe. Great win at Palace. Always tough to win there. We were lucky, but who cares?
Thank you.
As for Union game,
thank you, CW.
Nursery kids, we couldn't care a bit. Okay, so we are going to move on to tonight's game. Dead rubber, basically. Made loads and loads of changes tonight, which I was glad for. Give them young boys a run out. I know, Doctor, you said you didn't get to see the game tonight.
You get to see it, no. Apologies.
Okay.
Family
Brees,
duties.
you get to
Family
see it.
duties.
I didn't see. Oh, as well. It's my daughter's birthday today as well. So hey, like,
happy birthday!
Man.
Happy birthday to you, princess, man. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Preds, did you get to see the game tonight? You was at training.
I'm going to make it a hat trick, mate. I did not get to see it.
So I'm the only one who got to see it, and I got to see it.
Lead off, man.
I got to see it by accident. Listen, I was telling Dr. Blake earlier, I actually went to the barbers today and I brought my tablet with me because I wanted to watch the West Indies versus England cricket. And while I was flicking through the channels, I actually saw us about to kick off. And I was like, hold on a minute. Our game's now. I was like, bloody hell, mate. So yeah, that's what made me actually watch the game in the barbers. So yeah, I actually got to see the game in the barber shop. And to be fair, I have to sum it up quickly, basically. All right, then. So look, we were lucky. It could have been worse, to be fair. They had one disallowed as well by VAR. And they did create a good few more opportunities than us. But it was the young boys. But I was glad to get to see Gordon got a run out. Dowak got another run out again. He played, who was it at fullback? Was it Chambers? Kwanzaa played and scored.
Nice.
Konate played. Kelleher played again. He did all right. Maybe the second goal he could have done a bit better. Had no chance with the first, to be fair. He was unlucky with that. Player went clean through. He came out at his feet, got his hands to the ball, but it ricocheted back off the player, and the player just had an empty net to tap it into. Yeah, it was a hard. Gakpo and Kanate was really the only other recognised first teamers who really started, and Elliott as well. So it was a tough one. But like we said, it's a dead rubber. I never like to lose a game anyway, regardless. He brought on a few of the other boys, Nunes and that later on, and Gravenberch. But it was too little too late. But we still finished top of the group. Just like how we're top of the league.
Penthouses, man. Look around, people. Look around,
penthouse
man.
living. Penthouse living.
I get it now. I get it now. I've got it.
CW thinks that is it me or is Kelly not the same since that injury? That same goalkeeper since he won the League Cup. I think he's been poor, and the same again tonight. VW says, to me, Diaz dropping form is more about the injury than anything else. Dan says, Diaz is a brilliant footballer, playing during circumstances that aren't brilliant. He'll get back to his best. He'll take it on himself during the AFCON to plug the gap left by Salah's absence. So my question is this as well, gentlemen. Who is actually going to take Salah's position while he's gone?
So I think his role could be Diaz in a sense of, because it's interesting what you were saying, Preds, earlier about just like the confusion in his game when he gets the ball. It's just not clear what he's going to do. Right foot, left foot, inside, outside, out. It's just a mess. Whereas like he has looked very good for Colombia. And I think for Colombia, essentially, he's their Mo Salah in it. It's just like, give me the ball and I make it happen. So actually, maybe if we just say to him, you know what, bro? Just like run the game through him, then actually maybe that might kind of make him a bit more effective for us. So I'm going to optimistically say Diaz is going to take on the mantle and Harvey will probably play in most position in the team.
Okay. Preds, who plays in Salah's position?
Diaz, I would say Diaz can possibly play there, but then could Diego Jota play there? Could Gakpo play there? I think we've got options. It's just finding the right one.
And that's what I'm asking you. Which is the right one?
I'd be more inclined to go with Diaz.
Okay. Tabriz?
Yeah, I would say Diaz.
You play Diaz there?
Yeah, or if we're probably looking to get the best out of Darwin, play Darwin on the left, put Diaz on the right, Gakpo up front, and again, hopefully Darwin will probably be hopefully a lot more effective playing in that position that he did with his, at his former club, possibly. But we have options.
So you said Gakpo, and CW says Gakpo needs to be questioned as well. Didn't have a great game
He's been poor this season.
Huh?
Not poor's a bit harsh, but I think he's been a bit disappointing this season. Cody, I don't think he's hit the heights that he hit last year. But then he's played a lot of games in midfield, which I don't quite understand. But who we to question Klopp?
Going back to Darwin, VW says, I agree with the panel. The next 6 months will be pivotal in terms of what we see of him. And Dan says, yep, this is his second full season. That's right. That's what I was saying. Second full season. Yeah, so because he came in the January transfer window. And he says, Diaz is starting to resemble Tony Dick. No, you didn't.
Wow.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Nah, man's calling man at the rise for sale kind of thing now, right? He's taking liberties.
Oh my gosh, a half a Jericho. Tony Daly.
Bro, Daly can move it a piece, man.
Yeah, with that grease in his head, it was grease lightning. And that was about it. Tony Daly, you know.
That's a blast from the past.
I'm telling you.
If it is.
Yep, it's basically a one-trick pony.
Cuts inside.
Oh, look. Johnson says, happy birthday to your princess, mate. To Breeze.
Yeah, but, you know what? I have just realized who this gentleman is. He's a United fan. He literally trolls me on TikTok.
Okay. Glad to see he's followed you here, man, because you know what? He can't be watching no United streams, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much, mate. Unless he likes horror movies.
Yeah.
Only if he likes horror movies, mate. Trust me. Yeah, I'm telling you. CW says he only saw the first half before he started his shift, and the first half was enough. Does anyone in the panel think that we will struggle without Salah?
If I'm being honest, I think Salah's been poor. I think he's been, by his standards, really below par for a while now. Obviously, he's got a couple of goals, but those goals have disguised what's been quite really ineffective performances. So I don't think we will miss him as much as what we may have done, say, if he had left in, say, September, October.
Yeah, I think breath of fresh air in that position with somebody else. And I was quite surprised that none of you really said, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stick Harvey there to play in that position, bearing in mind that he's naturally left-footed. So he can do the cutting in the other day like he did. But also, he will be so hungry to make an impression as well. I think that, you know what I mean? That will boost his performances another 20% to me, 25%.
I agree with that. Yeah, I like Harvey for that role. And I just think also with Harvey, he's tactically very disciplined. So if Klopp tells him to hold the line, he's going to hold the line.
And you know he's going to help out. He's going to help out a right back too.
Yeah.
Puts that work in.
He's hard working.
Puts that work in.
Got legs, gets around the pitch.
Yeah.
Low center of gravity. He can turn on a sixpence, you know what I mean? So yeah, he's just going to keep growing, and hopefully he keeps going for the better man.
Okay, so gentlemen, coming up this Sunday, it's that derby game again, mate. With them noisy boys from down the road. But they're not so noisy now. It's bare crying I can hear and bawling down there and moaning. Infighting and all sorts now, rather than cheering as before. That's all I can hear down there. So we got the Manx lads. So how do we see this one going then?
Liverpool win.
You said that confident like it's easy, light work, yeah?
Well, look, I'm always going to have to want Liverpool win, especially against those people from down the road. So Liverpool win. And seeing as a lot of the players had a rest, then we should be on point. We should be like coming out of the blocks on Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be disappointed if we concede more than two. I'm like looking at fours or fives. United are poor. I know. I think the Chelsea win papered over like cracks, and I did predict that Bournemouth will actually beat United, and they did that without getting that second gear. I think it's gonna be annihilation. Annihilation.
Okay. And Doctor?
I'm always worried about playing against United. And I'll tell you, because I think the occasion often gets to our players, not necessarily at Anfield, but especially at Old Trafford. But it's almost like we play them and we make them into this big thing, which makes sense. And then it's like at some point the players realize you lot are actually garbage. then they start playing football. Now, United are out, so that Bruno's missing for United. I'm assuming Harry Maguire is also out. So players who are like their talisman, but at the same time are weaknesses. But now you see Harry Maguire and the team, you think to yourself, Diaz and Mo get hold of it. Well, sorry, Darwin. Like imagine Darwin against Harry Maguire. Lord have mercy. But then in saying that's going to be someone like Johnny Evans. So Lord have more mercy. So yeah. So realistically, we should slap them. But I just think it's going to be one of these games that the first 10, 15, 20 minutes might be quite cagey. But I just think if we go a goal up, I think they'll crumble.
Okay, so CW says, whenever Salah scores, papers over the cracks of his overall performance. And I'm playing Harvey Elliott in Salah position. He's naturally a right winger, despite playing midfield with us in recent seasons. So Donna said, he said, yeah, they've got 13 players that we know that everybody suffers with the injuries, man. I don't want to hear it. Manchester United are Ferrari in F1. I've seen McDonald's have better strategy, people. Liverpool 4-0. But the worst Liverpool teams beat United in the past is my only worry. And Cog only goal for Liverpool. And McDonald's got the cheek to call Darwin a donkey. But let me just ask you, please post it in the comments for me, McDonald. How many goals has Rashford Hoyland got for me, please? I'll wait. Yeah, while we're talking, I'll wait. Post that for me. So,
is it Man United probably?
Yeah.
No,
gentlemen.
I'll tell you what.
So my thing is this now. My thing is this with this United game. Because of Man United's form of late, obviously, and us getting top of the league, people are writing them off and expecting us to go there and hang them high. Now, my thing is this. It's not going to happen like that. Man United are going to play very, very similar, if not exact same, to what they played against Bayern Munich the other day. They're going to have them two holding with Amrabat and McTominay, and they're going to be very, very cagey against us and try to probably hit us on the break and whatever. And as we all know, this is when Liverpool struggle the most with teams. When teams sit back and bet in against us, we struggle to break them down. It's not going to be a walkover. I'm telling you that the West Brent's gone.
So,
mate,
I'm telling you. Everybody knows this. When teams come at us, we rip them to shreds. We got them spacing behind. They won't be leaving them spaces like that because they know they're showing confidence as it is. They needed to win against Bayern and sat back.
So I don't think United are particularly good when they try to camp in. I don't think they've got the discipline, the composure. I don't think that strategy suits them at all. So let's say they sit in, I see us creating multitude of chances. It's going to be a question of, are we clinical? I do, however, think they do carry a legitimate threat on the counter. And I think Garnacho's blatantly good in it. And if we start getting walkabouts, if Trent decides that he's going to be Pirlo stroke Iniesta and just vacates the position, then they can exploit that. So I do think we need to be switched on positionally whilst creating a level of intensity in terms of what we are asking them defensively. But I do agree, it's not a game we can just take for granted. Last season, 7-0, they're terrible, we're top. Like, we know how derbies play out, man.
Thank you. Let's not get carried away here, yeah?
Yeah, but we're like, I'm confident because we're playing at home. We're at Anfield. Like, we should be winning the game regardless of whether it's Man United or whoever it is we're playing. So, yes, every team has got that possibility that they can hit us on the counter attack. But like I said, we're playing at Anfield, man. We're like, the atmosphere alone and everything will be electric. And like I said, if we can come out the block, 100,
and
you know what I mean? If we come out the block, 100 miles.
So I'm going to say, and I swear they partially opened the new stand, right? So I think they're going to have 57,000 in attendance as well. So it's going to be is that going to be the highest ever Anfield attendance since it's become all seat, I would imagine.
John Stephen McDonough says, "Yep, I'm the only one talking sense." But then he doesn't answer the question that I asked. I said, how many goals has he scored in the Prem?
Mm.
And he tells
I mean,
me, I know he scored in the Champions League.
Did you see him against Bayern Munich?
The Prem.
Listen, against Bayern Munich, he was appalling.
Dead food.
It was
dead food.
He looked like a little kid.
I mean,
absolutely dead food.
And I thought to myself, yeah, he's short.
Once we score, Man United will crumble like breadcrumbs. It's like Anthony Joshua when he gets hit. Oh my gosh. Man United players are on a secret mission. They are leopard. Their mission is to get Ten Hag the sack after the game.
Yeah. And you know,
sorry, mate.
No, it's So if you can look at United's last, I'd say, month or so, I'd say their best player has been McTominay. That's saying something. McTominay's
I'm telling you.
Season.
Hold on. Maguire got player of the month.
Did he?
Did he?
Ten Hag got manager of the month.
I was literally going to swear.
Anana got shot stopper of the month.
No, you kidding?
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
But
yeah, you know,
I'm just like, who does these polls? Where I'm like,
yeah. No, I mean, you know, again, McTominay. Imagine McTominay and Acrobat playing defensive midfielder, and McTominay's being your goal threat. So they will literally want to try and get him further with the pitch as possible, which will expose the midfield. For me, and again, Doctor, it's very interesting in terms of what you said about Trent, because again, I've had long conversations in terms of Trent's starting position, and you know, is he a right back or literally does he just play his football from the right hand side? And again, people have different opinions about that. But again, Trent at Anfield will dictate the play. Garnacho will not know where to go, if he should stay, track him, not. And again, you know, we are looking at a United defense that kind of struggle to keep clean sheets. I can only see a huge win.
Yeah. All I want is a start off quick, get some early goals, and then all I want to hear is the fans chanting, "You're getting sacked in the morning."
No, I don't want him to get sacked. I want him to stay in the job. I want him to get a lifetime contract. Yeah, I want him to sign them forever, mate. Vinny says, let's be honest, neither us or Man United are playing well. We just need to be getting results.
I think against United, it's easy to play well against them. Like, they're an easy team to play against. Like, most teams perform well against them. It's just teams haven't always been clinical. But yeah, they don't really stop you from playing. Like, they're poor.
Vinny, like Vinny's saying, it will be a boring game because of the tactics United will adopt.
Yeah, Ten Hag will try and park the bus, but they're not suited for
it. Attention! Yeah. Vinny says, I'll take a 1-0. Don't care about how we play. Just want the 3 points. Some of our best players been injured for a long time. United with our strongest squad. Fit would be cooking.
So here we go.
Get out there, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, cooking some bacon sardies, bruv. That's what you be cooking.
Cooking what, man?
Yeah, that's what you be cooking. Beans on toast. That's what you be cooking, bro. Nothing ain't going in for you lot around here. I'll tell you that now. You got, even with your strongest squad, you got a striker who can't strike. What's that about?
Bro.
I mean, Martial is still a United player. That's shocking. Martial is still there, nicking a living.
Because you know why? Because the investment that they put into him. That's why. There's actually talk of them giving him another contract so that they can make money off him to try and sell him.
Don't lie.
It's craziness.
Bro, there is also talk of a replacement for Eric Ten Hag Tell me if any of you lot have heard it.
Graham Potter.
Potter.
There was big talk about it on Talk Sport today. That they're actually looking to line up Graham Potter.
Yeah, I think that's probably got some legs in regards to the new man, the guy who's looking to come in and invest. I think he wants like a kind of a British.
Is that Radcliffe?
Yeah, so something Radcliffe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he wants a bit more of a British philosophy, well, not philosophy, but a little bit of a British touch. So he wants they want to get all British players and British manager, and yeah, they want to try and roll back the years, don't they?
McDonough, I can't believe you're still talking about strikers, bro.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's a non-event.
Right now, you should have your tail between your legs and be humble. You have Rasmus Højlund, bro. Listen to Rasmus Højlund. He hasn't registered a Premier League goal. You scored in the Champions League and you finished bottom of the league. Because of you, you've messed it up for British teams. You've messed it up for British teams, bro, next season.
It's true.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Come on, bro. Hold on. What did you say earlier, Doctor? Copenhagen.
Bro,
really?
Like, for me, this is the single worst Champions League performance I can recall from an English team since the competition started.
Bro, Man United, all they've been doing is setting records of lately. Bournemouth is the first time they've won at Old Trafford.
And they slapped them.
First time an English team has allowed 15 goals in the Champions League qualifying. In the league.
Wow.
All you lot have been doing is setting records. And none of them good. None of them.
Yeah. You can't change the bottom of that league.
I beg you, yeah? Please.
You can't
keep our striker's name out your mouth until you've got one who can score some goals. Hold on a minute. Let me see. In the Prem, I think Darwin has probably got more than Rashford, Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, Anthony, and Martial all put together.
And probably even more than McTominay. Maybe McTominay's pushing it, maybe.
McTominay.
Scott McTominay is saving the manager's job.
100%.
Come on. Man said Man United need Harry Potter, not Graham Potter.
Listen, even Harry Potter's struggling there, mate. I'm like, even Harry Potter's struggling.
I'm telling you.
One magic at a time. Yeah, he's struggling. Yeah.
Man said, yo, Jim Ratcliffe, who other clubs he owns, their fans want him out. His series never ending. Good luck to them, mate. Good luck to them. Giving Martial a new contract would be as smart as hiring Gary Glitter as a school headmaster. Wow, Vinny, you're giving CW a run for his money there, bro.
Jeez.
Oh.
But in saying that, this is the same motley crew who decided to extend Phil Jones's contract because apparently, because apparently they were trying
where is that guy?
Preserve his value.
Where is he?
Probably retired time ago. No, so he hasn't got a club. He ain't playing football. Like the guy basically just been a professional football trainer for about the last 4 years. He just goes training.
Liberties.
The guy's
down and picked up his dough, mate.
Liberties.
Yeah, like the guy's washed, and someone thinks we're going to preserve his value by extending his contract.
So
Martial's on about
they can try to sell him. What 70 something million they paid for Martial, yeah?
Yeah, that was big money, man. That was big money.
That's what I'm saying.
Weren't we in for him as well?
Yeah.
Martial.
Yo, they were talking about him as the next Henry, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the talk.
Yeah, there is a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract that if he wins the Ballon d'Or, then I swear, like if he wins the Ballon d'Or, then the man you have to pay Monaco something like £4 million or something like that. Yeah, he's got a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract.
They ain't never seen that 4 million. Yeah, never. Never seen that 4 million, I tell you.
Listen, they had high hopes for Martial, man. They had high hopes for him. He was good. He just
extremely high hopes for him, mate. Extremely high hopes.
He just washed club, washed.
Oh, Mr. McDonough, you do know that Bruno got himself purposely banned, yeah? So he didn't have to play in this game. Do you know that, yeah? That's how bad things are. Yeah, man. He said, nah. He said, what, Liverpool? Nah, I'm not having none of that. None of that. Have some of this. Ref is a booking. You hear me? Later.
I'd rather read today.
But the worst thing is, I actually think Big Scott might be more of a threat than Bruno would be as a number 10 anyway.
Yeah.
Bruno goes missing.
I'd rather Bruno play, man, because he's
whines to the ref, cries more.
Yeah, cries, moans at his own players. Like he's more of a hindrance. He's more of a hindrance to the team than
is he club captain? I don't get it. I don't know why you would make that kind of player captain. He's not a leader for me. Not a leader.
He moans, isn't it? He was the one who moaned the most.
Phil Jones is running with his dad, Indiana, trying to get to rate the lost ark. Martial is a fatter version of Stewie from Family Guy. Liberties. It's peak out here, brother. It's peak out here. McDonough should know never to come on the Liverpool channel, man, and try to ban our players, bro. Especially when nothing ain't going for you. You understand? Nothing ain't going for you, though. Maybe if he was the blue half of the city, you might have had a bit of a talk. You know what I mean? Haaland and all that. You might have to, hold our hands up and just kick you off the channel. But, being a mank, bro, wasn't a good move. Wasn't a good move. But, gentlemen, I must say, so what's your predictions for this match then? Score-wise?
For me, 2-0.
Okay.
3-0 Liverpool.
Okay.
4-1 Liverpool.
Okay. I like it. Do remember to tune in next week. Come and see the return leg. And Mr. McDonough, if you're about next week, make sure you tune in as well. Yeah. Win, lose, or draw, we'll be here, bro. We don't hide, we don't shim, we'll be here. But likewise, if you lose, I would still like you to put in an appearance. All right? Make sure you're there. Show face. Yeah? I'd love Darwin to bang one in and all, I tell you. Okay, people. I'm going to say good night, God bless. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Cheers, guys. Blessings as always, man.
Yep, and thank you very much, Preds.
Good night and God bless everybody. Be safe.
Mr. R&B, thank you very much, sir.
Good night. Oh, I just want to say one thing. Doctor looks like he's in one of those Back in the Future movies where like he just disappears and like
things keep. Well, part of him keeps disappearing.
He's disappearing like back in the back.
I'm still. It's still now. I do that, and then it's.
He's in his penthouse.
Yeah, man, we're in the penthouse right now, living large. Okay, good night. God bless. Remember, people, it's all about Cop Talk, 10 o'clock each and every Thursday.